Alright, everybody, we have returned for another segment of this awesome show. That is this one that I'm doing. Read-only memories. I do have some food, so I may occasionally take a bit of food out of that and consume it on stream, which I don't usually do, but I am kind of hungry since I skipped having meal between stream and work. Though if I do so, I will probably mute the mic for y'all. But cheers anyways. Oh, hell no! Look, I'm really trying to have a good time, despite all these dumbass human revolution bigots stinking up the city. The last thing I need is for you to be proud of me whatever scant bit of information you think I have. I asked around about you, Giorno, and I don't have anything to say to you tonight. No problem, Fig. I just got the food order. Right on, man. We can eat together, like people who eat together. In fact, I'm gonna have some of these noodles right now to eat together with you. That's where it's at. You know what I'm saying? Besides, the VIP section is only for hybrids and friends of the hybrid knight. And there's no way I'm vouching for you since I know what you're here for. So scram! You heard her. Let's go. Well, fuck beans. How rude. She didn't even give us a chance to explain ourselves. We have to get back in here, or in there, and get her to give us a chance to talk. Surely she will see the importance of our task once we've explained everything. I'm certain we can make her see reason. But that bouncer doesn't look like they would let us back in. Perhaps we should try befriending somebody nearby and convince them to vouch for us. It is a statistical long shot, but the worst case scenario should leave an excessive amount of physical damage. God, I love this robot. Okay, so we need to talk to somebody, I guess. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to mute while I eat a little bit, and we're just going to go ahead and let the non-voices happen. So, yeah. Don't worry. We're just muted while I... So, something a bit sweet means we need to find a drink that's sweet. I think the wiener juice was actually a sweet drink, so let's go get one. I can't believe I'm about to do this. I'm about to give wiener juice to the fucking lady. But you'll leave munching noises for YouTube since they'll feel bad for not being here live. I wish that I could actually, with the recording, get both the sound and not the sound simultaneously, but basically the YouTube is a reproduction of what you see here anyways, so unfortunately, no. Alright, let's find our wiener juice. Come on, where's our wiener juice, guys? If the wiener juice doesn't work, we'll get her a sugar rush. I can't believe this. This conversation is already ridiculous to me. juice. And then she goes, how did you know what I was planning on ordering? I guess you can sit down for a bit. We just offered her wiener juice. Guys, it's called wiener juice. What the f... I was not expecting that exact reaction to us bringing it to her. But damn, let me tell you, that was good. Anyways, I'm gonna continue to eat. Yeah, we do, guys. VIP area behind the closed doors. Ah, yeah. Uh-huh. Also, I do agree with Mr. Noctix. This is to you, the YouTube viewers. Okay, then we need you, the YouTube people, to imagine Fig's munching noises so that you can feel bad for not being here now. I totally agree with that. And that's why I said it out loud, for those people. That's right. Alright, that's enough food for now. I can consume the rest of that a little bit later. So give me a moment. Alright, here we go, guys. You have an incoming call. Priority marked as urgent. Why don't you take that call? I'll meet up with you later after I make my rounds. Excellent. Sorry for making up the call. I'm still getting used to the whole subterfuge thing you humans do. However, we now can take another run at having a conversation with Jess. We have a dragon to slay. Onward, Figbird. Ha. Oh, wow, that was a burp. I feel like we should talk to Caitlin, though. It's like, it's kind of douchey to come in here and be like, bitch, I don't care about you. Also, there's also this green one over here. Also, this guy. Or girl. Best drink or dance ever. Fuck it, we'll talk to her first. You again? You know, as soon as I first saw you, I hoped you'd be dropped like a bad packet off of the mesh net, and I'd never see you again. So, of course, here you are again, and of course, when Tomcat messaged me, he's practically begging me to help you out. I think we got off to a bad start here. Yeah, no shit. I'll try to keep the bile down if you keep your foot out of your mouth. Sound fair? Let's just get one thing straight here. I'm talking to you because I owe Tomcat. I don't owe you shit. So if you want my help, you gotta do something for me. If you got a problem with that, find someone else to keep your tourist ass out of trouble when you're wandering around places you don't belong. I'd be happy to help. What do you need? What I don't mind, or what I don't need is you pretending to kiss my fuzzy ass. Save for someone who's actually buying it. I need to break up with those protests, the ones at the Genius Clinic over Market Street. I preferred if you could do it discreetly, but if you, but I don't at all think you could finesse your way out of a wet paper bag. She hates me. Just get it done. I got clients in the middle of treatment cycles, and the media circus is making their lives difficult. That means it's making my life difficult. See let the bastards go search somewhere else, like Washington, not here. I don't know, guys. How do we want to answer this one? Do we want to kind of like? I almost want to say the top response, but I don't know. What do you guys think? Because I mean, I kind of want to be an asshole and be like, I don't get it. What do you guys think? You'd also be like, sure, I'll be your cat's paw and be kind of like, you know, punny douchey. How's the last one sound to me? Alright. Oh, so funny. The cat jokes never get old, ever. Comedy frickin' gold. Get out of my face. Break up those protests and we'll talk. No, I want to talk to the lady. Sarcastic or sweet? A little bit of both. Okay, it sounds like we know what to do next. I'll go to Market Street and break out those protests for Jess. Or let's go to Market Street and break out those protests for Jess. It's kind of weird because I've actually been to San Francisco. I know where that is. Oh, how does it actually sound to me? Yeah, a little bit of both. I mean, it's kind of like, you know, you're trying to get under her nerves a little bit, which is why I'm okay with it. I mean, I guess we go here, Market Street? Okay. I'm gonna give my voice a little bit of a rest, so we're just gonna go ahead and read this normal style, because this game has a lot more text than I was expecting from the characters, so we're just gonna go ahead and enjoy the words as they are on page. And I do agree with what Turing's saying here. Like, the fact is, like, it makes no sense why they would do this. Although I don't really know enough about them, I suppose, so I can't really make that assumption, but based on what he's saying, it makes even more sense. I mean, my guess is that somebody was hired to do something for somebody who knew more than the person that was hired did. So, like, instead of getting the robot like they were supposed to, they took him and his shit to try and figure it out. That's my guess so far. Do you guys have any theories as to what's going on so far? I'm curious. So he's a talker. That's going to be useful to get around. Like, because if he knows how to talk, it's going to be a problem. Or I guess maybe we can use it to our advantage, apparently. That is a ridiculous protest leader. Ooh, we got a brochure, guys. Oh yeah, I guess we could just start with the top one. Okay, so he actually does genuinely care about this dude. Question about the genre: does cyberpunk mean retro-futuristic look to you? Yeah, it's mostly retro-futuristic in a lot of ways. It's kind of like think steampunk, right? But instead of having like steam-powered stuff, you have like really heavy and like technology-based stuff. So like implants and things are kind of typical. You know, using VR for more than just like having a good time. Like it's a genre that I think, I don't remember, I don't know if this is actually true, but one of the first things or first big pieces in that was called Neuromancer. It was a book. I don't know if it's one of the first ones truly, because again, I'm not, don't take my word as gospel, but it's one of the first ones that I've heard of. And it kind of, everything that you've seen of this kind of stuff pops in that. Other games that are kind of like this, like I said, System Shock is cyberpunk-ish, although that's a little bit more horror-oriented than it is anything else. But yeah, it's basically like Shadowrun, the pen and paper RPG. That's another like cyberpunk-esque thing. So yeah, it's kind of retro-futuristic in its ways, but I don't know. Like I said, it's kind of steampunk with technology over like Steam stuff. I'm actually kind of surprised that you didn't know what cyberpunk was, ma'am. Not that I'm insulting you for not knowing, it's a little surprising to me. Yeah, see, this is the thing, like, he's saying that they're peaceful people, so, like, that doesn't really fit. Oh, that should be useful, but I really don't think that's going to give us enough, like, true value. Okay. I don't think we have anything else we need. I love the writing for Turing because like it just has just enough personality to kind of believe who he's supposed to be. Makes me happy. He's definitely my favorite character in this so far. I think I like the middle answer here. I feel like we're doing this like our character. I designed my character voice for this guy to be noir, like film noir style. So we're gonna stick with that sort of thing. Like hard work always pays off. Also, the dames are gonna be the death of us. Just saying. Alright, so we need to figure out how to break these up. So we gotta look at all the things we have. Alright, this thing, Oh, no, I know what it is. I'm asking your feeling because this game clearly uses a past view of sci-fi. Interesting. I personally see Cyberpunk as a mainstream sci-fi aesthetic, but then I mean it's set in its time of creation, just set in a decadent world / age, and only punk in its aim or intention. Yeah, I mean, it's a hard genre to define because there's so much that goes into what Cyberpunk really ends up being. I just kind of look at it as like the most notable things that I've seen in almost every Cyberpunk thing is you've got the sort of like focus on virtual reality kind of becoming more than just like, oh, it's a thing that you sort of interact with. Like you mesh your mind to technology is kind of a big staple that I see a lot of. And then, you know, of course, you know, you got it is various levels of cybernetic implants, things like that. And generally you see the world kind of run down, or you see it sort of controlled by governments, or there's some theme with the sort of hierarchy of social, like, people, community, social community. Word left my head as I was saying it, so whatever. So like those are kind of all the major themes I've always seen. But like in the case of this game, like it seems like there's sort of a Big Brother-esque sort of thing going on, where like people are controlling the way you live your life in various ways. Like you couldn't unsubscribe to that thing. That's kind of a big deal. As well as there's you know, sufficient AIs and cybernetic implants and stuff like that. It's kind of like why I would consider Cyberpunk to be also like Deus Ex is another Cyberpunk game, in my opinion. I don't know. It can branch out all sorts of ways, you know. He's there to ensure the protesters remain peaceful. Can we rally up the Communities? Okay. These slogans are terrible. Yeah, I agree. This guy in the middle. There you go. And the interesting thing that one of the things I love about a lot of Cyberpunk as like a genre piece is that it often talks about things like kind of like that thing that if you have, let's say you have a fire axe or whatever, and you know you break the handle, so you replace the handle. And then later on, somehow you manage to lose the head, and you end up replacing the head. Is that axe still the same axe? Like those kind of questions are very interesting philosophical ones, especially when applied to something like cybernetics and things. You know, the more you replace of yourself, is there a point where if you've replaced everything a little bit, are you still the same thing? I mean, I think, in my opinion, like at that point, you still are, because it's more about your psyche. But I mean, it's still an interesting question, you know. Climate control, interesting. It's used by Hasser, huh? Can we go inside? Ha! There's a Duck Game poster! That is so cool! That's awesome. That is awesome. So Moe. So she's definitely got that Japanese accent if I ever have to do her. Voice her. The original choice of words, not the best choice of words. Let's go with that. You know, I'm curious, Noctis. Actually, same to you, Bonsai Lady, if you're still around and lurking. Favorite pieces of Cyberpunk, anything, like game, book, whatever. I'm curious. Or do you even have any? You're filling up the bathroom too, that's funny. Okay. Maybe we can get this to do something. So you should check it out when we do Christmas in July. I mean, Christmas is only ever getting set back every year. It seems like it's getting there earlier, so, might as well do it in July, right? So it can actually make it snow. Sweet. Ah. Serious credentials. So we need to figure out what serious credentials is. Still here, my phone rang and it sucked away a good portion of my time. Oh, that's unfortunate. Hopefully you're still enjoying some of the awesomeness that is this game. I did notice that you actually own this one, Bonsai Lady. Have you actually played it, or is it just one of those things that's just in your library right now? I wonder... I completed the prologue only. Oh, okay, so this has all been kind of new to you. Well, hopefully I'm not spoiling anything while I play through it. I'd love to like, if you end up completing it before I do, I'd love to talk about your experience compared to mine towards the end of it. Because apparently it's supposed to adapt as you talk to certain people and do certain things. Like, it's kind of telltale in that regard, which is pretty cool. I've enjoyed it so far. I'd love to see if there is a difference like that. And hopefully your phone call wasn't like anything serious or anything. It was just somebody who wanted to talk like your ear off or something. Ooh, that is a really good choice, Bonsai Lady. Ghost in the Shell standalone complex. That is a phenomenal choice. Also known as Get Sack, in my opinion. We're gonna Get Sack, guys. Were you a fan of the... Because I've only really watched a little bit of the show, and I've watched a bunch of the... or I watched the movie, I should say. That they put out, or at least the first one. Do I want another Hassie? I guess. I know the friend who had a few too many and needed Denier for a bit. Oh, okay, I see. Well, that's good. At least it wasn't too much, or like something terrible or something. I'd hate to hear you had some awful experience suddenly out of nowhere. Is that an item I get? I can't climb out the window. I thought there was a door. Where's the door at, then? Oh, I hit leave. Derp. Yeah, that's a good choice, though, Get Sack. I guess I can just use it. Chris's favorite season. Woohoo! A ringtone saying Hassie would be interesting. Yeah, I guess so. Mine's currently Metal Gear Solid status. We got it. My first dip into Cyberpunk was creating a Shadowrun character that I could never play. Aside from that, I only watched this genre from afar. Now, are you talking about for the pen and paper, or did you actually check out the Shadowrun Shadowrun game that they put out for PC? Because if you wanted to play a character like that, it could be a fun way to experience it is through that game. I've only played a little bit of it myself, but it had a lot of things to offer. Yeah. Pen and paper, yeah. I have actually never played the pen and paper Shadowrun game. I think I made one character, but, you know, never got a chance to play anything with it. Most of my experiences with Dungeons & Dragons, World of Darkness, and various indie games like Dogs in the Vineyard, which is a really good game, by the way. Despite it being basically traveling warrior popes that are Mormon. It's very interesting. Although recently I've been playing the pen and paper Dresden Files universe game, and I've been playing a temple dog. Super fun! And I'm thinking about the next session I'm going to give him the ability to turn into a human, so I'm going to be a fucking dog that turns into a human, not the other way around. It's going to be great. I'm excited. Oh, you mean the use that I was looking at? Yeah. Yeah, you can totally do that. I can't decide if I want to be mean to Turing or if I want to just sort of like, you know, talk to him. It's like part of me wants to be like, you know, really to do that all on your own, but like that's kind of mean for no reason. Alright, we're gonna go middle. Careful, if you hold your human form for too long, you might get stuck as a human. I know, right? I don't know if you're familiar with the Dresden Files at all, Noctis, but there's actually a character who happens to be a wolf-wearer, is what they refer to it as, and she's a wolf that happens to have a human form. It's kind of like that, but I'm instead a foo dog, also known as a temple dog. You know, from China. It's gonna be a good time. Yeah, let's not like fucking fight. Is he like holding something? Doesn't ring a bell, no. Okay, well, I mean, if you're looking for a urban fantasy, it's a really awesome series. It's known as the Dresden Files. It's done by Jim Butcher, and basically it is the story of a Chicago private investigator who also happens to be a wizard. And so the series kind of feels... It's got a lot of noir aspects, so there's a lot of investigation kind of happening, along with a supernatural aspect. And it's one of those books where, like, every little thing that's going on ends up coming together in the end. A lot like the movie Snatch, for example, where everything sort of just falls together towards the end of it. And, like, things kind of explode in this weird way. And Jim Butcher is one of my favorite authors. He happens to be really good at creating character. And every piece that I've ever read of his, he's just got this wonderful way of making people feel real in his books. And that's, I think, one of my favorite reasons why I enjoy his stuff. But the Dresden Files is a really cool urban fantasy if you're into that kind of thing. Oh, man. So far, I think... Okay, so I do want to take a moment while we got a chance here to talk about the game itself. I'm enjoying my experience with it a lot so far. Like, the story is definitely intriguing enough to where I'm, like, interested in what's going on. I just kind of wish there was more exploration that was happening. So far, all the scenes in which we were, like, wandering around have been pretty obvious what we need to do. You know, like, talk to somebody who's obvious and, like, use a thing. Like, there hasn't really been a lot of the sort of more involved, sort of investigative feeling stuff. And I feel like with the way this sort of story's set up, hopefully it'll start to pick up on that and make it to where we actually have to spend some time thinking about what we're doing. Because right now it kind of feels very handholdy. And that's okay for a game. I mean, I'm not complaining by it, but I would like to see more because it would kind of get me more involved with being who my character is, as opposed to just with the story. But otherwise, everything else has been super fantastic. Like I have no other like any kind of concerns or complaints. Like it feels very graphic novel, or sorry, visual novel-y, I guess would be the word for it, which is fine. But with the way it's sort of set up, I kind of wish there was more traditional traditional point and click. Yeah, no, I like this idea. It's San Francisco. The traffic is always fucking congested. I don't know if you guys have all been to San Francisco, but that place is awful when it comes to traffic. And every time I go there, it gets worse and worse and worse. Like, it is like the most horrendous place for traffic I have been to. Like, it is just off the charts awful. So I'm not surprised. Oh man, he's doing something. Or she. I really... It's hard for me to tell sometimes, man. Yeah. If it's that bad, I'm surprised the situation was stable enough to persist in the distant future. I mean, it is really bad. Like, the traffic is just so awful. In fact, actually, a lot of people like say, oh, San Francisco's a great place. I am in the opposite boat. I think San Francisco is one of the worst cities I've ever been to. I've been to a few cities. That one was awful. Like, the closer you get to the center of the city, the more it smells like urine. And therefore, the more urine you smell, the more you realize you're in the center of the city. It's like, it's a bad pun. It's right there. So, you know, that's at least my opinion. I mean, not to say that people who live there are awful or anything. I mean, some of them can be, obviously. But, like, the city as a whole is just, that is one of the worst. Like, there's a few worse ones around, like Oakland, for example, if you want to get stabbed. But, like, San Francisco is not a fun place, in my opinion. It's got some great tourist attractions if, like, you know, you haven't been there before. Or, like, there's a few museums and stuff that are really cool. And there's a few places that are particularly awesome in the city. But as a whole, it is not my place. So he does have a fake accent. So I wasn't being bad with my character with this one. I was just fucking it up, and it was totally fitting. Let's be proactive here. Do we get like a puzzle thing? Ooh, I hope we get to do something. So this is what I was talking about. Now we get ourselves a little bit of a puzzle of some kind, which is cool. Two sets of hands on that one keyboard kind of thing. Interesting. Okay. They're on the move. I'll tap on the cab control node. Okay. Okay. I can't see what's up here, but I think not letting them go east. Okay, so we click this one. I mean, I don't see why we'd want to go any other direction but with that. So we're gonna do this. Oh, I went up. Damn it. I think we failed, guys. I should have thought about that. How the fuck did you get all the way up there? Makes me think how long before truly automated individual and public transport systems so that I can laugh at all the people who spent thousands into cars and licenses. No, I totally agree, Noctis. Like, I wish to try and avoid driving until we get robot cards that just take care of it for me. That is something that I would love to do. Although it might change when I move. I don't really know. It'll depend on exactly how things go. Okay, so we have to be careful this time. So we gotta think about this a little bit better. I mean, obviously we want to interact with this one. Do I like the way it's blocked off now? Let's see if we can get lucky and have them go the other way. Nope. Damn. Nope. Dang it. It's weird that it's not responding to my stuff. Okay. Dang it! Dang it! There we go. So in this case, I actually don't want him to hit this, because there's too many intersections there. That should bring him over here. Perfect. Yeah! Fuck. Okay, so we can actually just add 2 to it. Got it. Oh, I really hope they don't go that other way. Fuck! Well, it should be interesting how this this fixes. Okay, who do you think is more more respectable? I think we should talk to Lexi, but I'm not sure. What do you guys think? I think Lexi's the way to go. What do you think? Alright, I'm glad you guys agree. Or at least Bonzo Lady does. Why is this thing turning on again? We're trying to find a way to get the cab that we just lost, basically. Because, you know, we lost the cab because we suck! Okay. Why do we need to go to Stardust first? Oh, I see. I guess to pick him up, probably. I kind of don't like the idea of leaving this alone, but... Alright, guys, we're going to take our last break for the evening and get ready for the last segment, but we will be back shortly, so sit tight.